Opinions Playhouse is on the air. Turn the volume up. We've got lots to share. Listen in your car or your underwear. Frank Opinions on the air.
Welcome back. Glad to have you. Glad you found it. Glad you told your friends and that they found it. This is the Frank Opinion Joke Podcast. For those of you who know nothing about me, I am not a stand-up comic. That's tough. That's hard. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could. Maybe one day I'll try it when I'm so old, and who cares? But you found the Joke Podcast. I'm glad you have. AO Creatives, remember that name. Just tuck it away. AOCreatives.com is the website if you are interested in doing a podcast or making yours better. They also do websites. They will do one from scratch or help you make yours better. AOCreatives.com. Be sure to hit follow. That way, you will never miss a joke. The joke I'm about to tell you was originally about somebody who stuttered. It was a stuttering joke. And years ago, I told it that way. But then I decided to change it because I don't think stuttering is funny to people who stutter and to people who struggled with somebody in the family, a child who stutters. So I've made the joke, we'll call him Bob, slow-talking Bob. Not stuttering Bob, but slow-talking Bob. I've known two people who stuttered, I think. Let me think about this. Yeah, only two. One of them was a kid 2 doors down from me when I was, how old would I have been? I was 10, from about 8 to 12, 13. I lived 2 doors down from a kid whose nickname was, his name was Howard, but his dad called him Bucko. I don't know why, Bucko. And Bucko stuttered, but he only stuttered. It's interesting about stuttering. He only stuttered when his dad called him to come in. He was scared to death of his dad. I was too young to realize that, but I realize it now because I'd played with Bucko, and Bucko was fine. And he talked normally, and then his dad would come out, let's say it's dinner time. Bucko, come on in for dinner. And he'd look at me and go, you could tell he was just scared to death of his dad. And that's the only thing I can think that would have caused that because he didn't stutter. Unless he had to go in when his dad called. And then he just kind of changed and became a stuttering, nervous kid. And I feel bad for him now that I think back on that. And the other was an adult who pretty much overcame it for the most part. You know Mel Tillis, for those of you who don't know country music, very successful singer-songwriter who had a significant stutter, but when he sang, he didn't stutter at all. And years into his, I think he was probably 50 or so at least, when he finally was able to stop stuttering. And I watched him in an interview, and he talked about it, and he said, my fans actually liked the stuttering. They looked forward to it. It was part of who I was. And when I stopped and they noticed I'd stopped, it was almost like it was disappointing to him. So he said, what I started doing was I started faking the stutter because that's the Mel Tillis they knew. They knew when I sang, I didn't, but when I talked, I did. I don't know that I understand that thinking. Hey, we'd rather have you stutter, but, that was his choice. Other than that, I cannot think of any stutterers that I know. So this joke is about slow-talking Bob. Bob's a slow talker. In fact, if Bob were to say what I just said, it would be Bob's a slow talker. A friend of Bob's sees him in town, yells at him, Hey, Bob, come on over here. Cross the street. Come on over here. And so Bob does. He goes, Bob, I haven't seen you for a long time. And Bob says, yes, it has been a long time. And his friend says, Bob, somebody told me that you're getting married. Congratulations, man. I think that's fantastic. Is that true? He said, well, I was going to be married. He goes, what was? What happened? He said, well, here's what happened. We were really getting along and in love. And one night, I went over to her house, and we sat on her porch. She has a swing, and we were sitting on the swing, and she has a dog, and I have a dog. And they were sitting down at our feet, and my dog started nibbling on her dog's ear. And I looked down and I said, hey, honey, when we get married, I'll do that to you every night. But by the time I got the words out, my dog was licking her dog's butt.